Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're going to be talking about the spell Gaseous Form. I've given this spell a C+. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, leave a question or comment. All right, why are we giving this a C+? I actually like this spell, but there's a couple of things in it that I think could have been different when the spell was created, and that brought the grade down quite a bit. So it is a third level spell that is usable by sorcerers, warlocks, wizards. So no bards, unfortunately, but you're essentially your base arcane classes. Circle of the Land Underdark Druids. I don't really understand that one. Circle of the Spore Druid and the Alchemist Artificer, which I guess I can see that. You know, they're mixing a potion and they can make themselves go gaseous because of the potion. It doesn't really make sense for the battlesmith or the armorer or the artillerist. So it is a third level spell. It takes one action. It has a range of touch, verbal, somatic, and material component. Material component is not worth anything. Lasts for an hour. Requires concentration. Transmutation. So the question about this one is, do you want to maintain concentration? And my answer to that is, it depends on what you're doing with the spell. Because this spell has a bunch of different uses in different situations and scenarios, niches, things like that. So it is, in some of them, it's better to, yes, you want to maintain the concentration for as long as you can. And in others, it is behooving upon you to end concentration at a certain point. So you transform a willing creature you touch. You can touch yourself. Don't take anything into that. Along with everything it is wearing, carrying it is into a misty cloud for the duration. The spell ends if the creature drops to 0. An incorporeal creature is not affected. While in this form, the target's only method of movement is flying 10 feet. That's strike 1. I think the movement speed should be higher. It should be at least 20 feet, but okay, we'll live with 10 feet. The target can enter and occupy the space of another creature. Okay, that makes sense. The target has resistance to non-magical damage, and it has advantage on strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws. What the heck is that? So this is the main reason why I put this in the C range. Has resistance to non-magical damage. You're missed. You shouldn't be taking any damage at all from any weapon. So if I've got a magic sword, all of a sudden it's going to do damage to this cloud of steam or cloud of water vapor or whatever. I don't think so. So that need to be changed. That really should not have gone into the spell. I can see that some of the writers that created this spell didn't like what it was in 3.5, and so in 5 they changed it over. Because in 3.5, you didn't take any damage. You just were immune, and that was that. In 5, too many players got away, because a lot of this stuff is written from the perspective of a DM, you know, or villains. Opponents got away, and input into the development said, well, we need to have them take some damage. But magical weapons, I don't think should be doing damage to things that are in gaseous form at all. It has advantage on strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws. Why would something that is a gas have advantage on strength saving throws? And why would something that can only fly 10 feet have advantage on dexterity saving throws? Constitution, I can kind of see, because your constitution, your bodily makeup has changed. So, you know, maybe poison. Poison really shouldn't affect you. You're not the same as you were before. So you're not a corporal organic creature anymore. So next sentence. The target can pass through small holes, narrow openings, and even mere cracks, though it treats liquids as they were solid surfaces. Okay, I'm good with that. The target can fall and remains hovering in the air when stunned or otherwise. Oh, the target cannot fall. Yes, okay. And remains hovering in the air even when stunned or otherwise incapacitated. While in the misty form, so you cannot talk or manipulate objects, and any objects you're carrying or holding can't be dropped, used, or otherwise interacted, and you cannot attack or use spells. So how do I think that this spell should be used? So one way I think it should be used for the player side is it should be a near combat spell. That is, you can, you have, you, it, well, the only thing I don't like is you have advantage on dexterity saving throws, but not dexterity checks, but it's a mist. So, you could blend in with other mists, or you could appear like a mist on the ground or the floor or whatever. So, you should be able to get surprise if you are in this form, and when you can't cast spells with this, but you can stop concentrating on it. And so you just stop concentrating on it and you become corporal, and you can do your thing after that. If you cast it on another creature like a rogue, then whoever cast it can stop concentrating on it when they want combat to start, and you could trigger combat by not concentrating on it anymore, and then you do your thing with some kind of surprise. So I think that there needs to be an element of surprise. This would work great with an assassin rogue who relies a lot on surprise, particularly an assassin rogue with ability accuracy. That's a really good one. Or, I'm sorry, elven accuracy, where they get 3 rolls instead of just 2 for critical rolls. Okay, so another use for players I see as a panic button. When I mean by panic button is you need to get out of there. You need to bug out. And this is a good way to do it. You cast Gaseous Form and you move into an area where your opponent cannot get to you. The only problem with this spell is they can still do damage, which I don't agree with, but they can. So, if you were to go through like the crack in the floor or underneath a door or something like that, and then through the crack in the next room, then they would not be able to get to you, because you can go anywhere that a gas can go. So there is that. And the other, so a DM use of this spell, DMs could use this for near combat. So there's a mist in the area, and you don't know what's in the mist, and then all of a sudden enemies pop out of the mist because something was concentrating on it. Or it can be a panic button for an opponent villain who that you want to have as a recurring villain who can get away with this. They can cast it, and they could have holes in the wall ready to go for them to go through in their gaseous form and get away. So that's what I got for everybody today. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will catch everybody later.